Hey guys, this is Rockman 9000, and first I just want to apologize for not having any new videos up for a while. I know my introduction was about 3 or 4 weeks ago, about a whole month ago, but I have been really busy with school, and I just didn't have time to really sit down and make any of these videos, and I was also really busy in getting things set up for Japan as well. So it's the first time I've been able to actually make a video, and as you guys can tell, I have much better quality webcam. I actually just went to go pick it up today, and made a few test videos of it. I'm very impressed by, what I got. It only cost me but like $60 to buy this camera, and you can kind of tell there's a little bit of noise going on, but it honestly really is a much better quality camera. Anyways, I really hope most of you guys are having a good holiday, as I am. And, well, what I want to talk about today is just to kind of go ahead and underline the things that I'm going to be talking about in the majority of my videos until I get to Japan. Um, and basically, it's essentially what I've done and what I had to do in order to get myself into Japan and going to a language school. Um, and I think one question everyone needs to ask before they do anything like this, though, is why do you want to go to Japan? Some people like anime and they like manga. I mean, that's an okay reason, I suppose, but I honestly, I honestly think if you're going to Japan just for anime and manga, I think you're going for all the wrong reasons. Even though I do watch anime a lot, I don't read as much manga as most people, but I do like it, but it's not the main reason why I'm going there. I'm going there to experience the Japanese culture. I'm very interested in and the majority of Japanese culture, old and new. I studied kendo for a while, so that kind of got me into a little bit of it. But it's not all. I can't experience the full Japanese culture here in Jacksonville, Florida. Uh, so I think you need to really feel it down here or have it planned good up here and why you want to go to Japan. You can't just have. I guess you could have a simple reason as because you just like Japan. There is no other reason. I mean, I guess that's acceptable, but again, really kind of sit down. I mean, you don't want to go to Japan and then come back saying it wasn't what you expected. I mean, I don't know what to expect when I get to Japan, but at least I have been keeping myself informed about things going on there and, you know, how the overall population reacts to gaijin or foreigners, and I kind of know what to expect. I don't know what I can't expect everything, but I kind of know what to expect. And I think before you go to Japan, you need to make sure you know the pros and cons of going over to Japan before you get there, because you might be sorely disappointed, or you could be quite impressed. But that's for you to know whenever you get there. But just make sure you plan it out. Anyways, so the first thing I want to start with is how I got started. Okay, and this process took way too long. I had been searching the internet for a long time, trying to figure out, okay, where do I go? How do I do this? So the next thing after searching the internet for any kind of resources, which didn't come up with anything except for like, spam websites and stuff, uh, I started searching my local colleges, right? And try to figure out, hey, do you guys offer study abroad? I mean, I want to go to Japan to study, and most of the colleges didn't really offer study abroad to Japan. They offered to other places, and but most of it was like an English class setting. You didn't go there to learn the language. You just went there to enjoy your time over there and study whatever your major was. And I mean, my major isn't really Japanese. It's more of a minor, if anything. But I'm really interested in the language. I really want to learn it. So, that's what I'm aiming for. Uh, so I was able to make a few Japanese friends, over Skype, and then from there I kept making more, as many as I can, using very limited Japanese at the time. But eventually, a few of them pointed me out to specific Japanese schools, language schools. One of them being Shinjuku Nihongo or Japanese School, which is right in Shinjuku. And I actually been in contact with those guys for the longest time, actually, rather than any other school. I've been in contact with them for a long time, and from there I got a really good perspective of what I needed to have in order to go. However, unfortunately, their requirements for the Japanese student visa was too much for me. They required me to have around $40,000 in cash in my bank, and I come from not really like a poor family, but we're not really exactly middle class either. We don't have that much money, saved up in our bank accounts, and I couldn't do that even if you gave me 5 years to do it. I mean, I don't know if I had gotten a really good job, maybe, but at the time, it just wasn't possible. Uh, so eventually, I had found a way called a scholarship offered from the Japanese government called Monbukagakushou, and I was really psyched about it because they were basically saying that they're going to pay for everything as long as you apply and you make it through. But from what I was told, it was really competitive, really competitive. You have to go and take tests that involves calculus. I mean, calculus 1, 2, and 3. If you're American, I'm not sure if it's outlined like that in other countries, but essentially you have to be able to do double integrations, triple integrations maybe, but essentially it's the same thing. You need to be able to do differential equations. You need to be able to do physics, which includes magnetic fields and electric fields and circuits, and maybe even some optics. Um, and you also had to be good at chemistry, though I'm pretty sure it was just really basic. What does K represent? Potassium. But uh, I was really psyched for it because I knew I could do that. But there was another thing with the Monbukagakushou, and that would be age limitations. And I'll explain that in a more specific video. So let me move on to the next thing I did after Monbukagakushou. Uh, well, I had visited various online gateways. From there, I had obtained enough resources to figure out, that there are actually companies, or not really companies, organizations that help people get paperwork organized and sent over to, to a Japanese school, and they help you do all the paperwork and the payments and how to get all that set up. Um, but the first one that I encountered was rather sketchy. I didn't like contacting them. They didn't, they had a phone number, but they never had picked up. They never called me, so I kind of scrapped them really quick. But I kind of held on to them for a little while. But that's until I found Gogo Nihon, GogoNihon.com, and those are the guys that I've been working with since I found them. They've helped me out with my paperwork and everything, pricing, even dormitories. Um, I have to say they're probably the best service to actually use in order to get into Japan if you have no other way. If you can't use the Monbukagakushou and you don't have any connections in Japan to help you, Gogo Nihon is the best thing you can do. And I'll be doing a specific video on those guys as well. Uh, so wait for it. And I'm actually starting to run out of time here. I don't want to get YouTube to get mad at me when it's 10 minutes over, almost. So that's basically an outline of the things I'm going to talk about, except for some of the earlier stuff. But I'm going to talk specifically about the Monbukagakushou, Gogo Nihon, and the process that I took through Gogo Nihon in order to get my visa done, pay for my tuition, and get my dormitory set up. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching, and hopefully you keep watching, and maybe you'll learn something. All right, later.